Hemswell Antiques Centre, the biggest antique centre in Europe, and you own it.
I certainly do.
Which is why you're wearing a magnificent, very expensive shirt.
Now, I've been here 25 years this year.
Have you really? Have you really?
Yeah, 1999 I took over.
Yeah, you did. It's a family business, isn't it?
Yeah. My father started it in 1986.
Right.
Yeah.
It's quite a responsibility for you to take on. It's a bit like inheriting a country estate, genuinely, because it's so big.
Yeah.
Your responsibility is to keep it going, keep it maintained, keep the family name there. It is a responsibility.
It is, and security, as I'm sure you can appreciate.
Yeah,
we have 400 dealers here now.
Yeah.
Operating out of Hemswell. So there's a lot of responsibility. We're employing 50 staff.
Yeah.
Coffee shops.
I know.
And we're trying to increase turnover every year.
Which I think you are.
Which
you are. And you're into the multi millions of turnover.
Yeah.
Tens of millions.
Tens of millions.
Yeah, and it's amazing. And talking about turning over money, making money, and the antiques business, you need dealers. You need a constant stream of dealers.
Yeah, we're always looking for good quality dealers.
Can I just introduce you to a good quality dealer? Get ready, my viewers, because this is marvellous. I've known Rob for we've just come back from China. He's a great friend, Rob. He's a brilliant guy. And I've also known you, Carol, for a very long time, but we've just bumped into one another for the first time in 10 years.
10 years indeed.
Here at Hemswell. I've come down to see Rob and the car show that I'll be putting out on YouTube shortly. And we've just bumped into one another. And you used to be a dealer here. How long ago?
9 years ago, David.
Right. Okay. And you fancy the idea of coming back?
I do.
I bet you do. I bet you do. So, Rob, we're going to put Rob on the spot. He's not ready for this, Carol. We're going to put him on the spot, and let's see if he can tempt you back into Hemswell. So, Rob, how much does it cost for a dealer to take a stand here?
So to take a stand here, it varies from the cheapest area will be something like an alcove in one of the front of our buildings or back of the buildings, which is £150 per calendar month.
Right.
For a standard furniture pitch in buildings 1, 2 and 3, so for a quarter of a room or a third of a room, it's £285 per calendar month.
Okay, now you know what size that is. That is just, you've just basically spoken Mandarin to me. I have no idea. What about this space here?
So this space here,
oh, okay.
Is actually 1.5 pitches, this guy's.
Okay, so Carol, you have a wander around. So this is let's have a look, 1.5 pitches. Carol is going to wander. So
12 by 13 foot, this is.
Okay.
And it's £285 per calendar month.
Any VAT on there?
There's no VAT because we're partially exempt. We charge 7.5% commission on anything we sell off the floor, and 5% if you would put the item on the web yourself. Okay. And 10% if my team were to put it on the web.
Okay, so you have proper sales team, and I've seen them, and they're very good at it, in actual fact. So Carol, because you've been here in the Antique Centre, you've had your own shop before, and I know what it's like running a shop. It can be very time consuming and much more expensive than £285 a month.
Yes, that is a massive advantage because you are tied when you have your own shop. And here, of course, Rob's got lots of staff, very knowledgeable staff, many of them in the trade. They can show your goods to the best advantage. And as you say, you don't have the same level of overheads.
I know, it's appealing, isn't it? So you don't have to be here all of the time.
That's a big factor.
It really is, isn't it? Because you are a lady of leisure, Carol. She is, Rob. Listen, let me tell you, she's a millionairess, right? So she can easily afford the pitch. But she wants to make more money, even more money.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, well, it's all about that.
You're always a dealer, aren't you?
Exactly.
I think the thing that's really helped us, I think COVID has brought the technology side of the business forward so much. We're now live streaming all over the world. I tried something the other day, actually streaming into China, and we started with 22 people. Within an hour and a half, we had 3,000 people watching what we were doing.
Did you really? That's brilliant.
I think that it's just going to explode worldwide with what we're doing on live stream.
Well, you're very big, and I think there's a lot of people in the antiques business, being the antiques business, who don't embrace technology. Well, what we're doing now, having a live chat on YouTube. it's being viewed by people all over the world right now and forever. And so it's very important to do that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, okay, 285 plus a little bit of commission.
Yeah.
Okay. Waiting list. Is there a waiting list?
There is a waiting list, Carol. I'm sorry. There is a waiting list. I'd have to put you onto the waiting list. We've got a couple of cabinets that are coming available. I've got no floor space anywhere in any of the 4 buildings at the moment. And what tends to happen, we know by the end of the month if anybody's looking to move out. What I'm tending to find now is people through ill health that are leaving Hemswell.
It's almost like dead man's shoes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really?
Which is quite sad. I've got dealers that have been here for over 30 years now, and some of those are retiring probably due to ill health, which is difficult. But
Yeah, but that's just life, Rob. That's just the way of the world, isn't it? Yeah. So, and what about, do you need to sign a contract for any length of time?
So we have a contract. Every dealer signs a contract, and if I'm honest, during COVID, that contract really helped every dealer because they were able to actually make a claim, and every dealer during COVID made a claim for their space in Hemswell.
Oh, that is a bit of a bonus.
Was a real bonus for those dealers because they had it was all done properly, which I was actually quite surprised about.
Yeah.
But the local authority honoured it, and every dealer was able to get their rents back.
Brilliant. Okay. Well, hopefully we're not going to have another COVID. So, but
It just goes to show, I think it is really important to have a contract.
Well, and I think it keeps things straight because in the contract you will explain what you expect, and they will know what you will give them, and I think it solves any future problems, doesn't it?
We have a dealer handbook, which is good code of practice for all dealers, which helps the dealers.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we want you to be successful. Because if you're not successful, we're not successful.
Yeah, but hang on a minute. You want her to be successful. You can't get her in. She wants to be successful, Rob.
Okay, so
get her in.
Tell me a little bit more about what space you like and what it is you want to sell.
What are you going to sell, Carol? What do you fancy?
Furniture's my first love.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And,
Period furniture, Victorian?
Earlier.
Georgian idea.
Furniture.
Georgian, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, are you going to put your name on the list?
I am.
Okay. Now, Rob, I would like to create a little mini art gallery. I know that you're not that keen on brand new pieces. Are you ever going to introduce, modern art?
I think we will do when we do the new area in the guard room.
Okay, so you're extending.
Try something different in the guard room because we seem to be asked more and more about modern art.
You've got to mix it, Rob. You've got to. I've been saying that. You've got to get me in, Rob. I'm going to create your first art gallery. Now, before we go then, so you're going to go on the waiting list.
I am.
Yeah. I'm going to go on a waiting list for an art gallery, and I'll mix it with some interesting period things, but mainly fresh modern art. But before we go, just show my viewers this very wonderful piece of furniture. Carol, you were going to go crazy over this. Come and tell us about it, Rob, because this is rare.
So it's quite funny. This is a haberdashery chest from an outfitter's, and it was funny because I was only showing somebody in Australia. 2 ladies from Australia last week were in buying a container load, and I jokingly said, "You want to take this back to Australia?" Anyway, they've gone back to Australia and they sent me an email this week and said, "Rob, is it still available?" And they've purchased it this week.
And it's going to Australia.
This is going back to Australia.
But isn't that marvellous? And it just goes to show that it doesn't matter how big an object is, you can send it literally anywhere. The world is very small now.
Very much so. I mean, where are you going to see another one?
I've never seen one like it before. Now then, okay, let's test Carol's skills. Carol, how much did Rob sell this massive haberdashery cabinet to Australia for? Have a go, Carol.
I guess in excess of 4,000.
Hang on. Rob, how much did you sell it for?
5,000.
Congratulations, Carol. Get that woman in here. Say goodbye.
Cheers.